Spinnaker. What a strange name for a watch. Or at least that's what I thought when I saw one of their watches for the first time. I didn't know their brand, I didn't know their story, but their bold designs and fearless use of colors kept me intrigued, until eventually I gave in and bought my first watch from them, the Fleuss GMT, which I reviewed on the channel. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. Since then, I've come to understand their design culture. A spinnaker is that grand, billowing sail that propels racing yachts. It's a visual tool, a statement that says, "Here I am." You'll find that same pronounced spirit in their watches, which brings me to the Piccard, a far more extreme watch than my Fleuss. This watch tips its hat to the Rolex Deep Sea Special, the experimental prototype that was strapped to the outside of the Trieste bathyscaphe in 1960, a submersible that dove to the Mariana Trench. Spinnaker has brought that history to the surface here. From the over-engineered case to the iconic bubble crystal, the design cues are all about honoring that record-breaking dive. Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this Spinnaker Piccard. It's bold, it's industrial, and it's undeniably huge. But is it just another desk diver tank, or does it sit on the wrist better than the specs suggest? I've been wearing it, and well, the answer might surprise you. The foundation here is a 3/16 stainless steel case with a level of finish that honestly surprised me. The end-link tolerances are remarkable. The fit is so precise, giving that feel of one solid, continuous piece of steel. This rugged but detailed brushing is done with finesse, yet it still screams industrial engineering at its finest. This flows right into a dial where there is a lot to like. Raised 3D cubed lume indices, oversized hands, and a clean matte finish. Now, all of that is impressive, but if I had to crown a hero on this watch, it would have to be the massive, super domed Sapphire crystal. It amplifies everything. It pulls those dial details towards your eye. It creates some of the most beautiful light transitions and distortions I've ever seen on a watch. However, the same crystal that made it the hero also makes it the villain. From the dreaded black hole effect you'll see while driving, to just the overall lack of light in certain lighting conditions, you'll quickly see that the watch will also demand a bit of patience. Second only to that crystal is the bezel. It features a muted, matte finish that feels rugged in hand, but visually it is incredibly sleek. Because the markings are so subtle, the numbers almost disappear at a glance, leaving you with a clean, minimalist border that acts as a perfect frame for the dial. But look past that bezel and that massive crystal, and you'll find its partner, the inner accent ring. It features the helium text written right onto that rail, offering a sleek, industrial contrast to that matte finish outside. Together, they create the frame within a frame technique that looks incredibly sharp, drawing your eye deeper into the dial and reinforcing that over-engineered aesthetic. There's a real irony when you look at the proportions of this watch. Despite its massive presence, the dial itself actually isn't that large. All that visual scale is coming from the architecture surrounding it. The broad, matte bezel and that towering mountain of crystal. Every element feels intentional and built for depth. You have a screw-down caseback and a large, straight signed crown that feels incredibly secure when you lock it in. This setup provides a staggering 550 meters of water resistance, all powered by the reliable NH35 automatic movement. Because the bracelet balances the watch out so nicely, it manages to avoid that awkward, top-heavy scenario you'd expect from a watch this substantial. To wrap all of this up, the bracelet is where the watch belongs. I've tried the Piccard on different NATO straps and even an FKM rubber strap, and it just doesn't work, in my opinion. Without the weight of the steel bracelet to counterbalance the case, the watch becomes top-heavy and loses the sense of security on the wrist. If I had one critique, it's the edges of the bracelet. While the sharp industrial lines work for the case, I think the bracelet would have benefited from a slight bevel. It can feel a bit sharp during daily wear. Overall, this is a heritage meeting Herculean modern engineering with a touch of class. It may not be the most practical watch in a collection, but it's undeniably good looking. It's built for a slightly larger wrist, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, the Piccard taught me that a great watch is about more than just a dial. It's about how the heritage, the engineering, and even those villainous reflections work together to create something truly unique. Till the next video, thanks for watching.